a customer's trying to beat you up on price? Well, as I said, you really got one of two choices. You can crack or you can hang in there. And you've kind of come to a fork in the road, and you recall Yogi Berra, as the claim has said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Well, that's good advice, but he didn't say which fork. Well, when a customer tells you, you're going to have to get competitive or we're not going to do any business, you've come to a fork in the road. And you can either crack or you can hang in there. As I told you earlier, don't crack. You crack, you're dead. You tell the customer, well, you know, I want to work with you on this bill. Well, let me sharpen my pencil on this deal. Let me talk to the boss and see what we can do for you. Let me get back to the drawing board and see what I can come up. You say things like that, you've told the customer, I'm willing to cut the price. I'm going to cut the price. You win. And like I told you, which way south is your price going? Don't crack. So what's your alternative? You got to hang in there. Okay? Now, as I said earlier, hanging in there, kind of stated a little more eloquently, is you've got to learn to acknowledge the fact that your prices are higher than your competitors and that you fully intend to get the sale anyway. And in the process of doing all that, recognize you don't crack. And part of the purpose of the techniques of hanging in there is really to keep you from cracking. And you see, the longer you can carry on this discussion with the customer about why your product is better than your service and he really ought to buy from you, without cracking on the price, and he doesn't throw your butt out, he's clearly told you something about that alleged sweeter deal does not exist. I mean, just think it through logically. Now, when a customer starts in on you about, I can get it cheaper down the street, you know, you're 20% higher than anybody else, you know, what do you say, what do you do? Okay, you're going to hang in there. Now, let me just kind of put the word acknowledge here because I want to work through this with you. What we're really talking about is acknowledging the fact, if I can spell, I can do better, acknowledging the fact that your price is higher than your competitors. In essence, telling them that you fully expect to get the sale anyhow without cutting the price. Under the heading of acknowledging that your prices are higher than your competitors, there's really 5 proven techniques that salespeople seem to use that are very effective in essentially acknowledging that their prices are higher, and B, avoiding cracking. Now notice one thing that you want to do when you acknowledge that your prices are higher, no matter which of these techniques you're using, is you want to, let's say, professionally and productively waste a little bit of the prospect or prospective customer's time. Point is this: if a customer truly has a sweeter deal down the street and you don't crack on the price, you're wasting his time because he has a sweeter deal. He not only can throw you out, he will throw you out. And the more time that you waste without cracking, the more hopeless it appears to the customer that you are going to crack and maybe cut him a sweeter deal. So the customer has to make a decision. Am I going to go ahead and take the true sweeter deal that I have, or am I going to let this sales rep continue to waste my time? And most buyers, purchasing agents, procurement officers, anyone playing in the role of the customer, most will not let you waste a lot of their time when it gets to be obvious that A, they do have a sweeter deal, and B, you don't intend to crack. So the longer you can drag out this process and the customer does not go to the imperative mode or behavior toward you, the more clearly he's told you that other deal is not near as good as he thinks it is.